mean?
Damn, Triple
Because
H.
been 3
obviously
years.
you ain't going to court because you was going to court.
Triple H.
Every time you go to court, they gonna let us know you going to court. So
I can't go to court for immigration if I got an open
nah,
gun
what
case.
about
fool.
the gun case,
I
bullshit?
can't go to court for immigration if I got
They
an
will
open
give
gun
you
case.
your time.
I told him that. Because his statement is Wack.
And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and it's in it.
Now, whether the badge moment was real or not, that's honestly not even the wildest part. The real shocker is who people believe leaked that wiretap. Word on the street says it didn't come from some random repost or anonymous source. Nah. Folks are saying it came straight from 21 Savage himself, like he'd been sitting on it, waiting for the exact right moment to let it fly. And if that's true, can you really blame him? For years, Wack's been throwing shots at 21. Calling him a snitch. Claiming he cooperated with ICE to fix his paperwork. Even dragging his name into the YSL situation. Over and over again. Meanwhile, 21 mostly stayed quiet. A comment here. A reaction there. But for the most part, silence. Until now. Because if 21 really dropped that wiretap, it wasn't out of emotion, it was calculated. That wasn't revenge. That was strategy. Not checkers. Chess. After years of slick talk and sneak disses on Clubhouse, 21 didn't argue back. He didn't go online ranting. He didn't say a word. And somehow, that silence said everything. Now here's where it gets even deeper. When you start connecting the dots, it begins to look like Wack has been throwing accusations at everyone else just to keep the spotlight off himself. Every time someone else gets exposed, he's already yelling first, already playing defense before anyone even asks questions. And this isn't the first time his name's been connected to federal talk. Just a few months ago, reports surfaced that Big U was facing RICO charges. And right before turning himself in, Big U dropped a video that stopped people cold, calling out Wack 100 by name, accusing him of working with the FBI. Let that sink in. Because when the same accusations keep coming from different directions, at some point, people stop calling it coincidence.
Why told him that? Because his statement is Wack.
Now here's the moment when everything started to feel off. Before the RICO charges ever hit the headlines. Before any arrests. Before a single document leaked. Wack already knew. Not suspected. Not guessed. Knew. He reportedly reached out to Big U's wife with an urgent message, something along the lines of 911. He needs to get out now. No context. No explanation. Just panic and precision. And that's the part that makes people pause. Because how does someone see the storm coming that early? How do you warn someone before the paperwork even exists? Before the public knows? Before law enforcement makes a move? That kind of timing doesn't come from intuition. It doesn't come from rumors. It comes from information. And once you realize that, the whole story starts to feel a lot darker.
I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack. Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff.
Listen, before Big U was even taken in, Wack was already reaching out to his wife. That doesn't feel like a warning. To a lot of people, it felt more like a move disguised as concern. Like he didn't just sense the raid was coming, like he already knew. And that's where the questions really start. Because when someone reacts that early, people don't think intuition, they think inside knowledge. And once that idea takes hold, every move after that gets put under a microscope. Then comes the twist. The moment Big U got locked up, Wack jumped online and flipped the entire narrative. Suddenly, he's pointing fingers. Claiming Big U was the one involved in grimy business. Even alleging he had a BlackBerry used to communicate with federal agents. But instead of shutting the rumors down, it did the opposite. It made people stop listening to the accusations and start watching him. Because when the story keeps changing and the warnings come before the headlines, people don't just question the message anymore. They question the messenger.
Alright, so yeah, after you got that message, after you got the message, you hit up Big U's wife. You said, "Sis, 911. 1 sec, let me get soloed." And you gave him a heads up.
What I tell him?
You said, "1 sec, let me get soloed. He needs to leave. Bad." In caps, all caps. He needs to leave.
I said so bad, right?
Yeah, full bad.
Like seriously? How is it that Wack always seems to know everything first? He's always right in the middle of the chaos, but somehow never the one taking the hit. That call to Big U's wife didn't sound like help to a lot of people. It felt like a double move, like he warned the same man he might have helped line up. Close enough to the fire to watch it burn, but never close enough to get scorched himself. That's when people really started side-eyeing him. Because maybe he's not the street watchdog he claims to be. Maybe he's been playing a completely different game this whole time. And the crazy part? Folks say this story doesn't start now. It goes way back, like 2005 back. Word is, Wack 100 and his brother got pulled over in Texas. At first, nothing major. Just speeding. The cops ask the usual questions. Wack says they're headed to a funeral in Oklahoma. Then the cops ask to search the car. He says no. So they bring out a K9. And that's when everything changes. The dog allegedly alerts to a stash in the trunk, a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol. All loaded. Here's what made it serious. Both Wack and his brother were already convicted felons. That's federal time. The kind of charge that doesn't just disappear. The kind that can end careers before they even begin. But somehow, Wack makes bail and flies back to LA like it's just another Tuesday. That didn't sit right with people. Then 2 years go by. No trial. No updates. No noise. And suddenly, the entire case is dismissed. Not because of lack of evidence. Not because of a technical error. The official reason? In the interest of justice. Now, anyone who's watched how the system really works knows that phrase doesn't just fall out of the sky, especially when convicted felons are caught with loaded firearms. When you hear about the interest of justice, people start asking what was exchanged behind closed doors. Later on, Wack tried to explain it away. Said the case got dropped because the search was illegal. But court records that circulated didn't mention an illegal search at all. Just a clean dismissal. No explanation. No drama. And then there's the timing. Not long after, Suge Knight, Wack's former boss at Death Row, started catching serious federal heat. According to reports, Suge's name popped up in gang injunctions. His entire circle got hit raids, wiretaps, paperwork, names in black and white. But Wack? Nowhere. No mention. No paperwork. Completely untouched. Then came that wild kidnapping case tied to Shaq, involving members of the Main Street Crips. In the court transcripts, a name surfaced, someone called Botch, making calls and leaving messages. And word on the street? People claimed Botch was Wack using an alias. Fast forward to today. Wack is everywhere online, pointing fingers like he's the final authority of the streets. Ghana. BG, Brick Baby. 21 Savage. J Diggs. Nobody's off limits. He positions himself as the judge, deciding who's real and who folded. But for a lot of people, that old 2005 case doesn't match the image he's selling. Because you don't just walk away clean as a convicted felon caught with 3 loaded weapons, unless you've got unbelievable luck, or you gave up something extremely valuable. And now, nearly 20 years later, a new video surfaces. People spot what looks like a police ID flashing from Wack's wallet. That moment didn't just spark drama. It reopened every unanswered question. Not just about the badge. Not just about the accusations. But the one question nobody's ever been able to shake. What did he trade to walk away so clean? What makes it even wilder is that Wack built his entire brand on one word: snitch. Every time a rapper gets booked or takes a plea, he's the first one online calling them out. He did it with Gunna too, claiming he had hours of interrogation footage and even threatening to leak it unless Gunna told the truth. And that's why people are watching now. Because when the loudest accuser has the quietest past.
Going through it, I said, yeah, I don't know nothing about this. He said, man, y'all too tight. I see Big U signature, I see other signatures, I'm reading it. And what shook me was the police issued device to communicate with law enforcement in form of a BlackBerry.
And here's the part that really made people stop believing the noise. He never dropped that tape. Not once. He just kept talking. Kept hinting. Kept acting like he had proof without ever showing it. Same thing when he went after BG, a man who already did over 10 years behind bars. Wack labeled him a snitch, loud and confident, but never produced a single piece of paperwork to back it up. What made it worse? One of BG's former cellmates came forward and said flat out BG never folded. Not once. I stood tall the whole time. But Wack didn't care. He kept pushing the narrative anyway. And yeah, on the surface, it works. To casual listeners, he sounds like someone living by a code. Like the self-appointed guardian of street rules. But the people who actually pay attention? They started noticing the pattern real quick. Wack gets the loudest when the pressure starts drifting toward him. Every time heat gets close, he shifts it somewhere else. Someone new. A new accusation. A new distraction. And then there's this part that really doesn't sit right with people. He records everybody. Every conversation. Every call. Every argument. That's not how real ones move. You don't hit a record on everything unless you're planning to use it later, or hand it over. That's suspicious. Period. People started connecting dots when rappers he brought onto Clubhouse began catching cases after talking too freely. One guy goes on there, starts talking reckless, and not long after, boom, he's jammed up. Too many coincidences stacked back to back. So now folks are asking the uncomfortable question. Was Wack baiting people on purpose? Was he letting them talk wild, knowing it would be clipped, archived, and used later? Were those viral moments really just setups waiting for prosecutors to do the rest? Nobody's saying it's all cold, hard proof, but the pattern is loud, from the way he stirs drama, to how he pushes people into arguments, to how certain leaks magically surface when they benefit him. It all feels way too coordinated. That leaked badge video didn't start the fire, it just reminded people the smoke's been there for years. Since that 2005 case that vanished clean. Since he somehow knew about RICO moves before they happened. Since his name kept popping up around wiretap talk. Since he stayed untouched while everyone else caught heat. Since he kept recording people like it was part of the plan. This doesn't feel sloppy. It feels calculated. And the more people rewind the timeline, the more it looks like Wack's been hiding in plain sight the entire time. Here's the wildest part of all. For someone who's spent years calling everyone else a snitch, where's the paper trail? If all these people were really telling, there would be receipts, documents, records. But the only name that keeps popping up when cases disappear and charges fade is his. So now the question isn't just, is Wack exposed? It's, do the feds already know everything about him? And that's what makes this different. Because it's not just about proving whether he's working with them or not, it's about what it would mean if he was. For the stories we've been told. For the platforms that keep handing him the mic. For the people who trusted those conversations. People laugh it off online like it's some wild conspiracy, but it stops being funny when real lives get torn up behind closed doors. Wack's been the loudest one yelling snitch for years. Now people are watching him sideways, wondering if the one screaming the most was wired up from the start. Because if that's true, if he's been working from the inside this whole time, then this entire street narrative has been compromised for years. And the craziest thing, he's not hiding. He's still talking. Still stirring. Still pushing buttons. And whatever he says next might be the spark that finally blows the lid off everything. If you rocked with this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment.